Good morning. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning. Good morning. I
It
am
is
very,
already December. December,
yeah,
and
I'm not
just
ready.
weeks away from Christmas, height of Q4. Hopefully, everyone is sending out a lot of merchant fulfilled packages and orders. And I can't believe this year is almost over with.
I am not sending out as much as I want. I did not have as good of luck Black Friday shopping as I had hoped. It wasn't bad. I didn't have enough time in the stores as I would have preferred, but I had, like, my daughter needed a jacket and we got that taken care of. And we got some personal things taken care of, but I did not get as much as I wanted. So I'm going out this weekend and hitting it hard.
Yes. Admittedly, this year, doing retail arbitrage has been actually one of my worst years ever. And so I even recently hopped on some other YouTuber channels who I have followed over the years. And it seems like they are facing the same thing. So it made me feel good. Like, is it just my city and the stores merchandise has changed? Like how we had talked last week, has this inventory gone to other states instead? But this does seem to be a nationwide thing. Now, I'm still buying things and I'm still selling things, but I would easily go into certain stores like a Ross and fill up a cart and go to the next Ross and fill up a cart. Now I'm going into it's taking me Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and a Target to finally have what I call a full cart equivalent of stuff. So, and I'm sourcing less toys this year. This is the least amount of toys I have ever sourced during a Q4. I've been sourcing a lot of clothing and some other things that are normally my evergreen type of merchandise. So it has been a different year for me. And I say that because if anyone else out there is feeling the same thing, hey, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
So one of the things I noticed was a lot of the sales are spread out, which is
Yeah.
nice. It allowed me
Yeah.
to spread out. I went down to Portland on Sunday night and then I had a bunch of stuff computer wise to do Monday. And I went out a little shopping Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday and a little bit Saturday. But I went to the Kohl's bra sale and they had bras for $14 and for $16.99, $14.99, $16.99. And like 99.9% of the bras that I scanned for $14.99, and you're getting the Kohl's cash and all that stuff. Amazon was on it for like $15.99. So I mean, they were just like on every bra. I did Maidenform. I scored some jockey underwear, but I did Maidenform bras, Vanity Fair, Bali, Hanes, and it was like, and they had tons there. I'm like,
Yeah, but it's
maybe.
slimmer pickings of what is profitable.
I
There
really
are
think,
other items I've normally bought every year. I mean, for years, years and years and years. And one in particular, Amazon has never been on the listings. And this year, Amazon is on every single one of the listings, and they have it priced equal to what I can buy it for. And
yeah.
these are items that have normally been my bread and butter. So, you know, it's not stopping me because look, I got bills to pay.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I am still finding things. It's just not the same abundance that it has been in years past. So I just want to throw that out there.
I got to go to one Big Lots when I was in Portland, and they had such a small toy section. And again, everything I scanned in the toys was Amazon was on the listing, or it just wasn't enough. And then I went over to the grocery. I found lots of grocery items, but then the expiration dates weren't that amazing. And I'm like, I don't really love that. I did do the best kind of at Kroger at Fred Meyer's. So went to a couple there, got started to build some things that I can go back and buy again and again and again.
Yeah.
Some of it has started to sell, but I'm really thinking this next week is going to be the kind of the
Oh gosh, yes.
big
It's going to
time.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
So we've
people are
got.
still going to buy.
So good morning, Cynthia. I just told you where I went. Maybe she's asking you, Miss Tina.
Oh, me, I've been to Walmart, Target, Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, um, the Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Big Lots. Trying to think where else, but yeah. And then a lot of online. I have always loved online. Um, I got into doing online arbitrage during the first year of the shutdown, lockdown, whatever you want to call it. I switched to doing a lot of online arbitrage. And ever since then, I mostly am online arbitrage, except during Q4 because there's too much in the stores to not take advantage of getting. But with online arbitrage, I love taking advantage of the discounts and the coupon codes and the things that you don't get to utilize in store. And it gets delivered here to my house to me, or I can go do in-store pickup. I just like online arbitrage better.
Yep. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Nate and Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Good
good
morning,
morning, peoples.
Cynthia. And good morning, Facebook user. Riva says, hi, not sure if you're discussing this. Is there any way chance Listerine, Johnson & Johnson will give me a letter of affiliation? No. Amazon removed a listing and the recall will cost me a fortune.
Ugh, that
I'm sorry.
stings.
Yeah, that
That
stings.
stings.
And no. And I don't know what a letter of affiliation would do to the listing was probably removed because of the alcohol content in Listerine. And you're not allowed to sell that unless it's through a hazardous program. And if somebody made the listing and they didn't select that it was hazardous, Amazon will eventually catch up and delete that page. You have to recall, redo the listing and classify it correctly. And yeah, it sucks. I have things I've had to recall in it.
All of us have, with now generic listings and listings that were created, with the GTIN and bundles of name brand items being taken down. 2023 has posed a lot more struggles for us sellers than previous years. I mean, every year things happen and things change, but 2023 really has just been road bump after road bump after road bump, and we've had to keep learning how to re-navigate, how to get past these road bumps. What can we do now? So there certainly has been some challenges, but also think of this as opportunities to what can you sell on eBay or Etsy and other platforms as well. I started with Etsy. It's been a little over a year ago, and I'm making income there. I've always had eBay. I have income and things that I can sell there. Try not to put everything, have Amazon be your end all be all way of generating income with these road bumps. Some people, Amazon is everything that you have and it's going well for you because you're 100% private label and you don't have to worry about these things. But we are all having a different business model and we are all going about this journey in different ways, and we do have to learn and pivot.
So Riva says it was a wrong UPC and the correct UPC is a duplicate. That doesn't make sense. UPC, I don't know, but the ending of that question is if you're not the owner of the listing, you cannot change the UPC. And even if you are the owner of the listing, getting a UPC changed is, I'd rather have a root canal. It's really, really difficult, if not impossible. And again, they set up the listing and they used the wrong UPC. They probably bought some UPCs off of eBay back in the day. You used to be able to do that. And then they're cleaning that GS1 database up.
Yeah.
So it's incorrect. And they're trying to
cleaning things up, and there's nothing you can do about that except put it
Do
on
it
the
correctly.
correct listing, or I'm
So
sure there's a little more to the story.
Yeah, we were suggesting in our group when all of that compliance was coming down, how do I know if I should list it or not? Go to the add a product page, put in that UPC or put in the ASIN you're wanting and see what UPC is connected to it. Look at the item. Is that UPC on there? If it is, you're good. If it's not, they didn't set up the listing correctly.
Yeah.
If it's associated with a UPC. Because it used to be back in the day, you could just go in, like people would go into stores and just find little weird things that are not on the Amazon and take
and use those UPCs.
And use those UPCs for their items, which they don't like you doing that.
I used to buy mine off of eBay and make listings. I used to use eBay UPCs on brand named items from Costco. on I mean, it just things have really changed a lot from, my beginning journeys.
The wild, wild west. So we
Yes.
got a couple announcements real quick, and then we're going to get into questions. So everybody, if you have questions, specific questions, I have pulled questions from the previous shows and things that are on my comment board, and some from our groups. But first up, Tina and I, we have finally gotten together and gotten our kinks worked out, and we released this to our current Bolo peoples first to have a first nab at it. But we are going to continue our Bolo groups as a monthly subscription going into 2023 with the current VA. We have both a VA one and a member group one,
Driven. Hmm.
member driven. The links, I think, are down in the comments, right? Hold on, let me double check. No. Yeah, links are down in the comments if you would like to join. The VA led group is going to be $120 a month. There are 16 slots left. And then the member driven one is going to be $25 a month, and there are 13 slots left. And that is all we're doing for right now. We'll see how it goes. We're not opposed to like expanding, but we'll see what the what the interest is. So we've got that. And then I also wanted to bring this up for y'all. USPS due dates. First class, the 17th. Priority, 19th. Priority Express, 19th. Put that in your head. Get it memorized. Put it on the door. But 19th is kind of the last day they're saying it will be guaranteed to get there by Christmas. So you're going to get some customers that hit you up on the 20th. Can you get it here in time? Do not promise, or
Yes.
you will
Don't
eat
ever
your
make a
words.
promise because look, we don't even know what the post office
Uh-uh.
can do. Yep.
What is the difference between the VA and the $25 group? The $25 group, it's every member needs to contribute 3 leads a week. It's all group driven. So 20 people, three
Yep. It's
leads
all
a
group
week.
driven. And Lucy and I pop in and do little lives in there on occasion. And and we have made some bundle listings for the group to share. So it's just got a little bit of added extras than just member sharing.
So the VA one is you don't share any leads, and the VA gives you 10 leads Monday through Friday. So you get 50 VA leads that are found
And
via.
she's actually done well above 10. 10 is what we promised. But yesterday I posted 30. Today I posted 20. She always goes above and beyond what we promise.
Right. So it's at least 10 per day. And then there's just other added things
Yeah.
in there that we've helped out with. Like somebody was asking about ungating, and, we help them out, get ungated, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So one, you're paying for a VA, one, you are getting leads from other people. And I don't know, if their sourcing is great, then that's good. If it's not,
Yeah.
so VA ones are mostly online arbitrage. So if you have an online arbitrage type of model, that's really great. If you have more of a retail boots to the ground, you're in the stores all the time, then the other one is more retail arbitrage based. It's not
Yeah.
exclusive to one or the other, but that's where most of the leads are being found. Okay, now we've got questions. So first question is, what can we do when we put our item for sale at the same price that somebody is selling at, but it's getting flagged as price too high? You keep adjusting, or my philosophy is just to keep adjusting incrementally till it gets out of that flag zone. Do you have
Yeah,
anything?
it can be really tough. I have even opened up cases in the past with Amazon when they've had me for flagged for price too high. And let's say mine is at $19.99, but there are 5 sellers above me at $25.99 and a few below me. I've taken screenshots of all of the buyers at that window. And I have basically said to Amazon, why are you singling me out? I'm priced in the middle ground. Uh,
Did they fix
because
it?
I've done the penny up, the penny down, the nickel up, the nickel down. I've put the listing on close. I've done so many different things on some of those to get it fixed.
And did they do it? Did they fix it?
Sometimes they have, and sometimes they have not. It's always a crapshoot.
It sure is. Oh my goodness, yes. It's, oh, Amazon, Amazon. All right. So for updating listings, somebody said that if you didn't create the listing and you need it to be updated, are you SOL? The short answer is yes. The long answer is it depends. If let's say I create a listing and I'm selling it, and then I'm no longer selling it, and Tina is also selling it now that she's found my listing, she's selling it, and then I, as the owner, delete it out of my inventory, and Tina is the only one selling it now. Tina can go and add bullet points and description. She usually cannot adjust the title, but it's again wonky. The chances of that scenario lining up in your life is very slim, especially on some of the higher done things. And I have personally, created bundles or whatnot, and people have jumped on, and I don't want them on there, and I'm, doing something different, and I will remain being the owner so that I can, in a sense, like take away the bullet points or kill the SEO on it so that I can get that listing, kind of get off of that listing, and then eventually delete it. But I'm not going to delete that until all of the people are off, because the moment that I give away my ownership of that listing, they can go and update it. So, when you get into the bundle realm, you'll find that people, will copy your bundles and uh, you got to find ways for them not to copy your bundles, or I've had people who have done black hat tactics against us and take over. We had one that was a really good seller, and we had somebody jump on and tank the price by $5, and it's like a $12 item, and I'm going, what are you doing? You're just, at that point they're probably trying to sabotage me, and
Mhm.
anyhow, we had to say, okay, well, we're going to have to let that listing go, but you don't want to just delete it and walk away from it. You want to make sure that it's killed completely. If you have a reason to, like, we were going to make something better and then get the traffic on the better listing and let go of the first listing.
I
Does that make
find that a
sense?
lot of times Amazon, if the listing is suppressed, will let me update the description, but a
Mhm.
lot of times not the title or the bullet points, unless I am the brand owner. A lot of times you're getting slapped with, we've notified the brand owner of your suggested changes.
Yep.
And if you get that warning, it's near impossible to have that listing updated. If you are the only seller on it, you have a chance to be able to update the bullets and the description, especially if you don't get hit back with that um, computer generated message saying that we've reached out to the brand owner. If you get that message, you can pretty much count on not being able to update that listing, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So speaking about good morning, Jose. I like seeing some of
Mm.
our peeps in here. That's fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Along those lines, we will be launching our bundle course. I think we're going to have signups here ready to go in the next couple of weeks. Maybe next Friday when we're live, we can have the link. But it will be launching January 1st.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
After the
will have,
holiday.
yeah, and we're going to have just a, correct me if I'm wrong, Tina, a base price, and then you get into the Facebook group and you get access to everything for like lifetime. We're not going to have a
Yeah.
monthly subscription. It's going to be a one and done subscription type
Yeah.
of thing. So that is where we are going to be diving into depth on all of these things, because that's where Tina and I live. We live in the weeds of these types of things and the technicality behind it. And it's been changing constantly. So, like, what we say today, probably in 6 months, is going to be outdated. Um, Unfortunately, that's how fast Amazon has just been changing over the time period, which is exhausting, but it is what it is. We've got a question here. I am not a US resident relying on a prep center, so every time I try to buy products from a website, they cancel my order due to different billing and shipping addresses. What to do now? Losing many items. I don't know who's
Mhm.
canceling you, because I have different billing address than like I have my warehouse
Yeah, I
address.
do use a different billing and shipping address often. It could just be because you're out of the country versus like our shipping and billing are still within the United States. Um, I,
And it could be a
I'm
quantity.
not familiar with selling out of the country, but I have seen before in Facebook groups that there is a way to use an American address. I want to say as a billing address, but it's like through an organization, or
The
you would
virtual ones.
really have to um, reach out in Facebook groups that have a lot of international sellers that are selling in the US, because I'm just not familiar enough to give you a good answer.
Yeah, there's virtual addresses that you can have your mail go through, and then like it goes there and then they send it to where you want. Something like that. I know a lot of people that do traveling or RVing, or they live in different, they're always traveling around. They have one of those, like a main collection where their mail goes and then they can send it
Yeah,
out
because
from
I know there
there.
are some people that can buy on eBay that live out of the country, and there's this US address that things go to. It's like a company,
Hmm.
and then
Yep.
all of their orders, this company will box up in a box and then ship off to where it goes. I mean, I know there's things out there. I just don't, I'm not familiar enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Jose says, any ideas, ladies, of an average cost of shipping a can of spray of 12-ounce via ground FBM from West Coast to East Coast between 8 and 12? It's going to be under 12 ounce, it's under a pound, but do you want it to be padded and stuff? You don't want to just like, you don't want to just throw it in
Yeah,
a.
and you definitely can go on the post office's website and plug in that information. So you can, if you are just wanting to know and you haven't already sold this item, you can go on to the USPS website as if you are buying postage and Google a well-known address in the East Coast, like Rockefeller Center or something, and input your address, Rockefeller Center's address, with the dimensions and everything that you would need to, as if you were actually going to ship this item, and that will give you a really good idea of what it will cost.
Yeah. In the short, you're not going to get it for probably less than 6 and probably no more than 12. So I don't know. That's the best range I can do without looking at anything else based on what we're shipping out this week. It's virtual address that they can get one and they scan the letters or ship where they want. Yep.
Yeah, so Cynthia is answering. I don't know how to say your name that starts with the Was. I'm not really sure how to correctly say your name.
We've always said AWAS. My husband used to work for a company that spelled the name just like that.
Was, because that's the way I would say it, but that doesn't mean I'm right. So
No.
hopefully I said it. Yeah, hopefully that is correct.
Historically speaking, what is the peak days for December sales? I would say the next 20 days, maybe the
Hmm.
next 18. I think those addresses are expensive. Well, that,
And it could be worth it to them. Yeah.
maybe the prep center will say, yeah, you can use this as a billing address and we'll send your mail for a small fee and it would be
Yeah.
cheaper. I don't know. That's a tough one. And there's a lot of people that are overseas that are trying to get into the American market. And
Yeah.
Amazon is trying to crack down on that by saying you need to do verifications and this and that. I see it all day long on both Fiverr and the legal boards over on the Facebook legal boards of, I'm in X country and I want to sell on Amazon in the US, and they are either looking to purchase an account from you. So if you want to sell your account, you can. There's a way to do it. We're not going to dive into that, but you can go research that, how to do it properly. You sell your business, you don't, and the business owns your account name, Sematics. And, they just can't get around that verification process. And there's then things that are helping people get around these verification processes. So it's a battle. All right. Thank you for sharing your Black Friday strategies. They'd like to see a post op. I think we talked about that though, didn't we, in the beginning? Do we need to
Talk
say
about
anything?
what about the Black Friday strategies?
Yeah, how it went. Just a post op on the Black Friday strategies.
Oh, well,
I think
I
we
mean,
did.
yeah, we did. And we posted about it in the Facebook group. And I asked people about how it went for them, and a few people answered.
So somebody asks, could for shipping a box out, could you reverse the box and put the advertisements on the inside? You know how you slut the box and then wrap it, inside out the box and use that to ship your items. If you're doing FBM, no.
Right. To Amazon FBA, you can even have the outside of the advertisement on the box. It really doesn't matter
Yep.
if you're sending it into the fulfillment center, but to a customer, you probably don't want to do that. It looks very unprofessional.
It looks unprofessional. I've seen eBay people do that, and if you're doing eBay and you're fine with that, like, then do it. But for
If I got
Amazon,
it for a box like that from an eBay seller, I wouldn't think anything of it because I
mhm,
realize these are mom and pop sellers selling from their home. I feel like the public knows this about eBay, but with Amazon, they expect it to be higher quality.
yeah, exactly. Does anybody know the last day to send in a box for FBA? There is no last day. There's
You
no
can
such.
ship in all year long. If the last day to get Christmas stuff to Amazon in time, if you're specifically wanting to know about that, historically, I have always said December the 10th would be my absolute latest day because there were very fast check in times. This year, I've changed that strategy because Amazon also has the shortages of employees. I've experienced slower check in times of my items. So, yesterday, I actually did send in my very last Christmas themed things. It wasn't many of them. And the only reason why I sent them in yesterday is because for me to fulfill by merchant was too much competition against the FBA sellers. And I find that it is more unlikely for me to sell them. So I went ahead and sent in my last Christmas related items yesterday, just a handful. Normally, I would say December the 10th.
We have our last shipment with Christmas in it today. And then the shipment she's working on is all replenishables that are selling very well during this time. And we're going to be focusing for the next 2 weeks any replenishables, because even if it's not just Q4 sales, my stock is going to be really low on those replens, and then switching over to merchant fulfilled for the next till the 19th, 20th. I'll take a look and see. Some people don't care if they get it a few days after Christmas. I usually cut it either when my feet are really, really sore or right around the 20th.
You know, some people celebrate Christmas after Christmas. You know, there are families that I know of, and I'm sure all of you do too, that celebrate Christmas in their state with their immediate family, and
Hmm.
they have extended time off of work. They go out of state after the holiday and have a second Christmas with family that is out of state.
Hmm.
I have always sold Christmas things after Christmas, or what would be deemed as Christmas gifts, or really Christmas related things that I thought, why are you buying this now? The holiday is over.
Well, and people still buy, like, if I find that people will still buy Christmas ornaments
Yes,
and
after the holiday.
things after, even if it's
hmm
not,
I feel
which,
like when they're packing up, they're like, oh, maybe this will be on clearance now or on sale now, or this broke, or
mhm.
next year I want to make sure I have this. And they buy Christmas decorations after Christmas. I agree with that. Maybe to the mid of January.
Mhm. Loving it. Nice to see you in here. Hi, ladies. I see many comments on the forums from sellers experiencing low sales. Do you see any difference from a year ago? Um, I would say it's not as amazing as it was like that first COVID year and maybe the second. I think it's more on par with what it would be without the COVID.
Yeah.
So, does that make sense?
hmm
Good morning. Can you please explain how FBM shipping works? I can seem to get it right. I want my items to show free shipping and it is still showing a shipping fee. Also, what is a shipping credit? We have numerous videos on how to set up shipping templates and
Yes.
things like that. And also, Tina and I both do Fiverr, and Tina's really great about walking through those templates with you if you wanted to book something with her. Um, you need to go in and set up your general template and then set up your shipping templates. So that's more than a it's way more than a 5-minute answer here. That's like a whole show in of itself.
Yeah, and we've done a show on that
Yeah.
once before. We do I don't remember the title of that show, but it's probably titled something like that. And on my YouTube channel, I actually do a walkthrough of setting up your shipping templates. However, I do charge for shipping to get that shipping credit. I don't do free shipping. So
I
that's
have I have a charge for shipping template. I have a free shipping template. I have a flat rate template. Um, so I mean, you can set up different templates
yeah,
and
you
then
can have as
assign
many
items.
templates as you want. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a cap. Just like I used to not think there was a cap for how much you could check out at Walmart, but you have, what is it, 260 line items is the max at Walmart checkout.
Yeah, before I've done that before where it's like, oh, they couldn't scan anymore, and I've had to do 2
Mhm.
orders because I've
Yeah,
bought too much at Walmart.
I've taken down the register before. They're like, and we've crashed.
Yeah,
Oh, all right. Let's see here. What I have noticed is people are not overpaying like they were. Definitely the economy could be playing into this, absolutely. And it's rough. I mean, I've noticed a huge increase on, things that were $3 are now $5. And I'm going, oh my God, I can't, and it's still not caught up for the most part online. So something that was $3 and it's going for 12. Now that it's $5, there's not enough money there, but it's still going for 12 online. So, just
which
not
leads
enough.
me to believe they have stuff left over from last year
Mhm.
because there's no way you could afford to make money on a lot of these things because of the price hike on things. And
Exactly.
Millie says that is big with military families too, that we celebrate when we are home regardless of the date, and that's it, you know. Mhm.
Absolutely. When I pull up toys from last year, the prices sold for quite a bit more. This year, cost of goods is higher, but customers paying less.
Agreed.
Pretty much, pretty
Agreed.
much.
We are all running into those same issues. You're not alone.
Yeah. Not alone. And it's for everything. I mean, I'm looking at toys and stuff or, items for my family and I'm going, "Oh my God, this is way more than what I'm used to seeing price-wise." And I do shop a lot of discounts, so Sherry says everybody wants a deal or low price, not possibly to match with Amazon fees. Yep. Jose says, "Where's your
Yeah.
hat? Go get your Christmas hat,
I don't even
Tamara."
know if it's in the living room by the tree. I think my husband's hat is in there.
Were Black Friday sales on Amazon good for you? I didn't really shop Amazon. Did you?
I didn't shop Amazon for Black Friday either.
Trying to think if I did any shopping for Black Friday. There was like nothing I needed. There's a couple games I'm kind of interested in, but they're not
Well,
going to
and
come
this year,
out.
if you noticed, the Black Friday sales started before Black Friday. There was
Yeah.
no extra deal on Black Friday specifically, like is done traditionally. And when I did go out on Black Friday, there wasn't the big long lines outside of the Targets and the Walmarts because they have changed the way they do Black Friday now.
I
There was no special Black Friday like, oh, wait in line and
yeah.
and rush in and get this stuff, and so it kind of took out some of the thrill of it.
Yeah, I noticed in my neck of the woods where I was, there was no like 4 a.m. doorbusters, 5 a.m. doorbusters,
Yeah,
none of that. And I
that's
was
right.
like, where are the ads? Like this is
And I
crazy.
think that changed because of COVID, right? Because they didn't want the masses of people next to each other, possibly spreading COVID. And I don't know if YouTube's going to flag us for me saying the C word. I know we're not supposed to say those things, but
You can say
it seems
crap
like
though.
they've, it's too late now. It seems like they have continued that. Now that things have lightened up with these protocols. So I don't know if we're ever going to see Black Friday like we have in years past again, or if maybe by next year or the year after we're going to get back into those Black Friday deals, wait in line, doorbuster, open at 5. I hope so, because that's kind of part of the fun, because you feel like you're winning.
I don't
It
know.
took away the thrill of the I'm winning and I got in line and I got the thing and you didn't.
I am not a super people person, so I enjoyed not being elbow to elbow with people to that. Like, I just don't, I'm just not a people person on that front. I don't like to be in the crowds and everything. They did have, though, I got to let you know this, in Kroger, in my Fred Meyer's, they had wine tasting there. So that
Wow.
made shopping much better. It was, I was shopping around. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this person doing?
What is this? What is
She's like,
this?
would you like some wine samples? Why, yes, I would.
Why, yes, it is grapes. Perhaps I shall.
Trying to list a Trader Joe's item and getting the error. You are attempting to contribute to a restricted generic ASIN. Yep, they locked down generic. So that
Yes.
was a new fun thing. That's been about what, 3, 4 weeks now.
Yes.
If you list generic listings, you cannot go on and jump on other people's generics listing anymore.
Yep.
Which,
And I think they're probably going to maybe even take how they've gone through and cleaned up the GTIN, even though Amazon tells you to create a listing as generic in the back end. I have a
mhm,
feeling they are going to start taking down generic next. This is what I think is what
probably.
this is my prediction, which again goes back to our bundle stuff that we've always talked about, with the course and you guys asking us about it, is that all of these changes are happening so fast, which is why we are wanting to do more of a live bundle group course, because of these changes. Because if we sell this course telling you to do generic and now they're taking down generic a month later, but yeah, I this is my next prediction is that generic listings are going to start being shut down, and you're going to have to be a brand, or you're going to at least have to be a trademarked name in order to create listings under what used to be generic.
Yes. And I I have, okay, so I had a couple listings that got flagged for different issues. One I deleted and it removed the mark from my board. The other two I removed. It did not remove the mark from my board. And then I just checked and I've got another one that just popped up. And I made the listing over 2 weeks ago before I went out of town. We just got the items packed and ready to ship, and now it's marked up. And getting that fixed has been a pain in the butt. I have gone through and removed the words that they don't like, and I still have problems. So now I get to work on that after this show. Gotta love Amazon. Facebook users, too much tanking going on. I blame YouTube gurus. It's bad. Luckily, my local stores by me had better deals to compete with this Black Friday. Have to really incorporate cashback sales. Yep. That's been the same though. Every year, it's been harder and harder, and everybody complains that it's harder and harder. And I don't think anybody's said, things are not hard. It's just been hard. When COVID hit, yes, the sales were better, but finding anything was hard. So, you know, trade one for the other. As somebody that sources, every person that I was trying to buy stuff from, they're like, we're out of this, we're out of that. Even now, I went to go do orders. I shot out 3 emails yesterday and they're like, yep, not in stock, not in stock, not in stock.
Yep.
How do you, like, you're in the business of selling stuff. I want stuff. You don't have the stuff. It's tough.
Yeah, take it off your site. I would say my last 3 Big Lots orders that I ordered online were canceled,
Hmm. I
and
showed
I
up.
opted for in-store pickup,
Hmm.
and I they divided it amongst several stores because one store didn't have everything. When I went into that store, I only got half of the things that I ordered. When I went to the second store, they had canceled the entire thing.
Yeah. I had that both with Walmart and with Kroger this week. I did an order for pickup. So on my way to work, I can just swing in and pop my trunk and get it. And almost all my orders gone.
Mhm.
Here's your 2 items, but I ordered 35. They're like,
Yeah.
well, we canceled. And I said, well, it'd be nice if your email said, 95% of your stuff has been canceled. So then I don't spend the gas to come pick up the 2 items that you do have.
Right, and especially if it's something that's, like, say, a bundle, and I need part A and part B to go together, and you're
Yeah.
only giving me half of part A, none of part B.
Mhm.
Now what am I? Now I have a return.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got same issue. Same issue. Big Lots canceled. Also, I was surprised, never had this before. Also, Walgreens, the counts are super off. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's why this weekend I'm just going into stores. I'm just going to go, and if I can see it, I'm going to grab it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have any, there's just their counts are just so off everywhere. Setting up a campaign looks like Amazon changed the look and feel of the page. I didn't think they changed the campaign page. Did
I
you?
was just on there this morning setting up some campaigns, and I didn't, it looked the same as it did last week and yesterday for me.
Yeah. Loving it says this week six shipments sent to FBA were closed with 0 units received. Hate that. Oh, I
Yeah, I've
have
had a
one.
lot of shipping errors this year, a lot.
Yeah. I have one where it's most of my Christmas stuff and it's been in receiving for about 4 days. I'm like, let's get it
Mhm.
received. I need
Yeah,
this
I've had
received.
lost boxes. Just it's Amazon is shorthanded as well, and that is also trickling down to affecting us.
Hmm.
That's one thing that's nice about switching to doing fulfilled by merchant orders now during this time is we don't have to worry about it being checked in. We have it. We
Yeah.
have it and we have it available to ship to you. So
Would
like I
that
said,
be
yesterday was definitely my last um, shipment of the year, unless I find things that are irrelevant to what, things that I want to be at Amazon for January.
yeah? And it used to be that people would do the order for pickup or, the OA orders, order for pickup, and then put that live on Amazon and it would be sold right when it's getting delivered. So you just really flip it quickly. But I'm too scared to do that because I'm like, my stuff just isn't there. It just doesn't
Yeah.
come. So yeah, I don't even want to. In fact, I think I'm missing a Costco order. I got to write that down on my Trello board. Let's see if Costco order came. I think it's over now, but Costco had giant squishmallows on super sale, and that's like some of the things we share in the groups is like, hey, there's a big
Yeah, because I was like,
squishmallow
hey,
thing
didn't you
going.
just share a tip just now from our group to the public?
Yeah, but it's old, like it's irrelevant now.
I know,
But
I
during the time, I'm like, holy smokes, this is an amazing price. Now, unfortunately, my daughter is getting some. You're taking my profits. But anyhow, Christmas gift. I said she has to wait till Christmas to get it. But those are the types of things that get shared in the group because we're not going to put that out on a big flashy announcement thing because we want to
yeah.
get our orders in first because they get canceled. It gets sold out really, really quick. We've got here lost shipments and items a lot this year. Facebook user, I had Indiana shipment full of Crocs, closed with 0 items. Oh, how do they justify 0 items when their weight in the box was delivered?
Is that the same fulfillment center with the missing Nikes?
Uh, IND, I think it was. Is that
Yeah,
Indiana?
Indiana. Yeah, because I know we've talked about do not, if your shoes shipment is going to that warehouse, don't send it.
Yeah, I, yeah, Indiana, terrible. Do you have to put the hazmat diamond sticker for shipping ground FBM orders as well? If I'm doing a single order, I'll be honest, I just ship it ground and I don't put any of the stickers on there. If you're doing a big order, I want to say you have to put the diamond in now, but not the ORMD sticker. Or is it the opposite?
I
Is
don't
it?
remember, but I remember
I
because
think
I
it's the
haven't been
ORMD and
shipping
not the
hazmat, but
diamond.
I know we did a video on that and we pulled up the website that
Look.
gave those instructions because there was going to be a start by date. I don't recall all of those facts because I don't really ship hazmat.
I want to say they got rid of the diamond sticker and I sold mine on eBay because I had
Mm.
just bought a roll. Like, God, I just bought a huge roll of the diamonds. And then it's just the ORMD stickers required. But if you go to your hub, like take the box down to your hub and take some stickers with you and ask, and they'll tell you which one is what. Because it used to be double arrows on opposite corners and a diamond and an ORMD, and then they're like,
Mhm.
nope, now it's just the ORMD. But don't quote me on that because I haven't done one in probably 3 months, and it's probably changed by now. Which I'm like, can you guys just have some standards for like more than a hot minute? Because by the time I learn the rules, you guys have come up with new rules. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. I would prefer to ship FBM now, but so many items are not profitable FBM versus FBA. Any advice on that? Return them, get profitable items?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I have some items that have been sitting there and I'm like, are you going to move?
And
Uh,
that's a great thing about this time of year is that if you're buying it now and you don't sell it fulfilled by merchant, you can return it so easily. You have the receipt
Or
and you
send
can
it
just
in.
take it right back to the store.
If it's profitable FBA, I'd send it in FBA. You can send in
Yeah.
half your items. And then, oh, good morning, Jenny. I also did a bunch of advertising last night, just beefing up my advertising because really that's the way you got to go these days is more advertising. Amazon's making most of their revenue off of advertising, so they're really pushing that because they're losing money on the other ways. Next question here is something about creating a business account. Are you ordering products through your business account or regular account? And what's the purpose of creating the business account if you're ordering through the regular account? I have literally had things that on my business account are more expensive than ordering them on my Prime account. So if it's for work and we just ordered toilet paper and trash bags and stuff here, if that box of toilet paper is more expensive on the business versus my Prime account, I'll just order it with Prime with the sales tax and not the business. Like it doesn't matter to me. But the business account is imperative if you're going to buy things for resale or to go into your items. You want to kind of do it through the business account. Okay. You've got questions. We might have answers. Did you put something here?
You
No.
like how I doctored up the sheet?
What did she put? Amazon has flagged some of my items as defective, claiming they are counterfeit. But I buy them directly from the brand. What can I do? Seller support is useless. Yep. And I don't know how to move forward. I have about 10K of product and they're saying I can't sell. I have sold this product with no issues and no counterfeit claim was made against me, only Amazon claiming they are. Submitting your invoices should take care of that. If it's not, then your invoices are not good. And you may need to annotate them. The number one reason I have been finding that invoices are not good is because you're using an invoice that is not in English. You cannot submit an invoice that's written in Chinese or Russian or any other language. It has to be in English. Just it cracks me up because people keep posting that and I'm like, if I can't understand it, the Amazon rep's not going to understand it. They probably all speak another language as well, but they are trying to read it in English. And if your invoice is not in English, then it's not going to work. You
And
cannot.
sometimes Amazon, and if it is in English and it's not annotated correctly, and even if it is, Amazon will reach out to that brand. They will call those phone numbers. And I know this to be true. I applied to get ungated in a brand, and Amazon did, in fact, call the company in which I purchased the items from to basically say, hey, is this invoice valid? Did this person buy these items from you? I have another person who I talk with who can get you ungated in different beauty brands. And he says Amazon does call him to verify. So make sure that invoice is in fact valid, that you really are buying it from the brand.
Yeah. If you go to
And it won't be a
Alibaba,
problem.
if you go to Alibaba and buy Cabbage Patches and then submit that invoice, it's not going to work. It's just
Yeah,
because it's not legit. It's not a real authorized distributor. It's
right.
bogus. Jose says, can you use your tax exempt status on Amazon to buy stuff for your business and not for resale? Okay, you can, you're not supposed to. Physically, you can, but you are absolutely right. You are only supposed to buy things that are for resale. The thing that comes in is if your order needs to be mostly for resale, and then they say you can use your resale permit for the whole order. So like let's say you go to whatever the store, Target, and you're buying 6 toys and then you need to get a thing of toilet paper for the office, you can put that thing of toilet paper with it. That's the general rule, is the majority of the order needs to be for resale. Has anybody ever like audited this and really minutely gone through my receipts or anything? I don't know how closely they monitor that or would come at you for that. But yeah, you do want to play by the rules. I'm very much a play by the rule type of person. And most of my items in my order were for resale. I do buy things to go into bundles and whatnot. Plus, like the bags, poly bags and stuff, that's part of my resale. You know, you're getting the poly bag with your item. So there you go. I hope that clears it up. So if I buy, $150 worth of poly bags and I toss in some toilet paper, that's okay according to the IRS. I can't remember how they exactly worded it, but you can go to the IRS and look at the verbiage. I'm having IP issues also. Account is in yellow this morning. Uh-oh. Jenny, you got to provide more information if you need any help, or you can reach out again to Tina and I if you want some one-on-one help with that. Or I do have my lawyer, that's Hewitt. I can't remember. Yeah, because she got married. Hewitt. And it's on most of my videos if you need a lawyer. Sherry says you can avoid the sales tax because you were reselling and the tax will be collected from the customer. Exactly. But
And I believe Sherry is a bookkeeper in real life, or was. You have to correct me, but I just remember Sherry talking about bookkeeping, and I feel like in real life, she was or is still a bookkeeper.
yeah. And I had asked my CPA that when I signed up. I said, if I go to Target and I buy $80 worth of toys and $20 worth of office supplies, do I need to do two separate checkouts? And she said, no, the rule is if it's a majority of the items are for resale, you don't have to do a separate checkout with that. Um, again, it's we're splitting hairs here, and in the general sense of business, you do want to follow the rules to the best of your ability and try to do things as legally as possible. But yeah, just
And if
like
it's something that you are like really concerned about, around the corner, we're all going to be getting our business taxes done. And when you think of these kind of questions that you can be asking your CPA, definitely write them down, because that is the one time a year we definitely talk to our CPA, right? As we're getting our hey, can I write this off? Can I give you a receipt for that? Throughout the year, I do have a little booklet, and when I have a tax related question that I think, oh, I don't want to forget to ask that, I write that down. Former accountancy, yeah, I thought so, Sherry. See, I remember these things.
why are you printing expiration date labels if it's already on the packaging? Well, because when you put items into a bag, you cannot see the expiration date, and Amazon requires it on the outside, somewhere where they can read it easily. So your items, like say you buy 2 cake mixes and you put them in a poly bag, and then you need to put the expiration date on the outside. And if they're 2 different expiration dates, that's okay. You put the one that's coming up closest, soonest.
And you can print it out on your FNSKU label through Inventory Lab when you are creating your batches. The expiration date, you just plug it in Inventory Lab and it will print it out on that sticker, and you're printing the one sticker anyway. So
Yeah. Sealing a bag with the bag sealer that I had in some video, can you do it with just poly bags? Yes, you can use that bag sealer on a number of things. I have not tested its full ability on like how much of a bag I can do with that, but I mean, you could do like a grocery sack, anything that's plastic, that heat sealer is going to seal it. And you don't have to use shrink bags. You can do regular poly bags. And I have used in fact, I need to get the bread bags at Walmart. I have heat sealed and shrunk those things. Not shrunk, but, sealed them up as best I could in a bread bag, just for like to go off to eBay. It looks a little bit nicer than just chucking it in a plastic sack or something. We got 2 more questions, so this is kind of the last call for questions in the chat there. We've got somebody, this was from the group, and what had happened was the UPS driver left something in the open area, and a dog ate it. They were pissed. And it was it was funny in hindsight. I'm sure it
yeah,
was not funny, but I was chuckling.
that's funny for the person that ordered it.
Yes. So the customer was livid and talked to UPS, and UPS said to talk to the seller and what should they do. And okay, so my take on it is, one, it is absolutely not our problem where UPS puts their stuff. To me, this is like the owner of the house should have a place better to drop packages so their dog doesn't eat their stuff. Like, I'm glad it was not an expensive item, but it could hurt your dog. And if anybody has paid for stomach surgery on a dog, you just kind of want to keep anything you can away from your animal, keep your animal safe. So to me, it's totally on the pet owner. But this is one of those cases where you can politely ask them to file an A to Z claim. You can politely ask them to make a claim at UPS. You can just refund them if you have the heart to do that and you feel for them and they make a sobby sob case. But I have literally gotten so many sob cases, and I bet you 90% of them are garbage. They're just, some get really ridiculous. You know, I have cancer and my dog has 3 legs and my mom's in the hospital and the car crashed into my chimney this week. Can you please refund me my $12 for my Hoosiewoods? And I'm like, what? No, that's not even really, come on now. So I'm a very big believer in the spirit of Christmas and karma and all of that. So you've got to make that personal choice. But from a legal, not legal, but from a policy standpoint, once our package is in the post office hands, unless if that is something like we wrapped it wrong or we didn't package it well enough, that's on them. I mean, I had something stolen from my porch this last week. I was in Portland. We get the notification. Somebody came up, ran up, grabbed the item, and ran back to their car. I'm livid, but what can I do? Not a whole lot. What can I do personally? Not let it affect me. File a complaint, put it out on Facebook, try to help other people not be victims, and move on with my day and wish him, I can't, I'm not going to say it on the cameras, but wish him
A kidney stone.
I was going to say the after effects of Taco Bell, but you know, anyhow, you can only.
And you will be getting a lot of these kind of messages during Q4, the hey, where's my package, you know, or my dog ate it, or it was stolen off the porch. You're going, these type of messages come in real heavy during Christmas. I saw on Ed's group that somebody had posted, I don't recall if it was a TV, but it was a very expensive electronic item that they sold, shipped to their customer, and they also the customer had to sign for it and they do this on expensive items like that, so they have proof that the item was received. Well, this person now wanted to return this item, and they had it in their car to take to the post office. Somebody broke into their car and stole I'm going to say TV because I don't recall what it was, and they stole the TV, and now they want their money back even though they can't return this TV because it got stolen. And Amazon's representative messaged the customer telling them this story. And why Amazon's representative thought that that was the seller's issue is beyond me. I mean, this is so outside of Amazon's policy. That is an issue between you and your local police department.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to share the stolen package from y'all because I'm livid. This is how come it's not going? There we go. All right, so here he is going up to the door. He grabs my package. It's clearly an FBA item. He runs off and he's jumping into his car. I mean, I
see these videos all the time because I have a Ring camera as well. And so people in the area always will post their Ring camera footage of the package thieves. Mm-hmm. And I often wonder, how much does the police department truly ever get involved and arrest any of these people? Because sometimes it's the same person and they're literally following the FedEx or UPS truck as they're dropping off packages, and they're just stealing all the way down the road.
He hit my door 6 minutes after the UPS truck. Mm-hmm. 6 minutes. He was following. He was absolutely following. This is the other angle, and we have everything on camera. So, I mean, he's just following along in that car, following the truck, going, you know, grabbing things and whatnot. Well, that didn't really show much, but anyhow, you get what I'm saying. My husband, though, when he did the post on our crime and safety page, the first picture, did I freeze?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm frozen on my side. But the first picture he posted was of the guy running back to his car and the butt crack was showing. And so now they're calling him the butt crack thief in the neighborhood. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, my computer is frozen.
Oh, for me, you're not frozen. I don't know if you are for anybody else watching live, but for me, you're not frozen.
Well, that's good. Can you do the last question? Because I cannot bring up anything.
Well, yeah, down below, it's only me and you. Your screen, your computer screen. I think I have it open on my other tab. If you just give me a second here,
I'm going to,
I can pull up that slide.
I can't even control Alt Delete.
Okay, so this is ordered 2 boxes of cherries. One is perfect and the other has been torn open and the candies are crushed. I would definitely say they are damaged. Apparently, there is a no return, but a replacement or a refund would be nice. And that is what this person is asking the seller of the item that they received. And how would you handle that? Would you just give them a 50% refund and apologize? That's an option. Would you have them just file an A to Z claim with Amazon due to the item arriving damaged due to no fault of your own? And will Amazon side with you, or will they side with the buyer that you sent in a faulty thing? That's a risk that you can take. And it was it merchant fulfilled or was it fulfilled by FBA? FBA oftentimes, if they file an A to Z claim, Amazon will take the hit because it was fulfilled by them, but it could be a 50-50 if you are the one that sent the item. When they're items that is probably likely pretty inexpensive, like boxes of candy, I generally would just give them a 50% refund and move on with my life. Just because I don't want the dings and I don't want the hassles. If it's something very expensive or definitely money in my pocket that's going to hurt me a lot more, then I'm going to fight it a little bit more. That's my stance on it.
Yes, I would agree with that. And I'm still frozen over here. I don't know if we're still
You're
streaming or not.
frozen for me now as well, but I see you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to wrap it up then because I got to restart my computer. I don't know. My computer died.
And that was actually the last of our comments on there and last of all the questions. So I hope all of you have a Merry Christmas and are not, well, we'll see you before Merry Christmas. What am I saying? So I hope you all are blessed with a lot of merchant fulfilled orders. And I do want to point out again in the link below, and for those of you in our Facebook group, we have it open now to the public if you want to continue with us into 2023 for our VA driven Bolo group. And they're very small groups, so spots and slots are limited, or in the member share only group to go ahead and get signed up. Get your what can't think of the word I want to use, reserve your spot. The groups run the 15th to the 15th. And also beginning in January, we are going to start our bundle group that we're going to be doing. And if you are interested at all with one-on-one Fiverr calls with us, those links should be available below as well. And I will actually be giving away a free Fiverr coaching call with myself. And I will be doing that in the main Facebook group for anyone who is interested. I was trying to think of some type of a contest or who can be the winner of this free call with me. I just haven't decided what to do yet. So if you have a suggestion, definitely pop that into the Facebook group. Have a great weekend, you guys, and signing off.
Wait, can you hear me still?
I can hear you. I just thought you had already jumped off.
No. I'm just saying I can't fix my computer, so it's like I don't know what to do there. The Rena had asked what credit card you would suggest for new sellers. My suggestion is use one that gets you points or something that you want for yourself.
Yep. The ones with the best rewards possible.
Yes. Some people like cash back. I prefer airline points so that I can fly around for free. That's my That's my suggestion. But research them. Research them. Definitely do one that does not have an annual cost, unless if that cost is worth it for whatever they're offering. But that's all I had to add. I didn't want to. I didn't want to forget her question there.
All right, then, are we done?
I think so.
All right, bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
All right. Take care.